Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 14 and the theme, my favourite colour. And people who've been following me for a while will be surprised to see green on the table, but I'm going to explain to you why in a bit. My favourite colour is pink. And I'm going to need to do a little bit of colour theory to explain why I've got green. So my favourite colour is pink, and I want to really showcase it. I want it to stand out. I want it to scream, look at me, I'm special, I'm pink. And to do that, I need to use a little bit of colour theory because I actually need to use its opposite colour on the colour wheel in order to make it really pop. So the opposite colour on the colour wheel to pink is green, hence why we've got green. So I decided that I wanted to use some acrylics today, some watered down acrylics, and I wanted to layer them, really watery down acrylics, and layer them up and create some really interesting textures. Remembering yesterday I sort of introduced the notion of tone, texture, tactile, these 3 T's that are really important when it comes to mixed media. And so I'm spraying a little bit of spray acrylic on there. That's that green I've used before. And I'm also using a green gold acrylic that I've really watered down. And I'm going to use my heat gun to kind of create waves and ripples. And where these waves and ripples reside, you get these little lines. First layer, I add a little bit of oil pastel, very gentle, just using the edge of it to create some lines. And then I add a bit more watered down acrylic, both the spray and in paint. And then I use my heat gun again, creating those waves and adding even more lines and depth. Next layer, I'm going to get my charcoal pencil. I'm holding it right at the end and I'm leaving some really delicate fine lines. And then I'm going to water that up again, both with the spray and the paint. Use my heat gun on it again, and that's the final layer. And I'm going to end up with this really patinated green colour. That's going to be my pebble. And I was kind of thinking in my head about geodes and quartz, and how sometimes when you see a pebble and it's been chipped at, it has different colours underneath it. Now, I'm totally owning that this looks like a cartoon geode when I finished, but I love pink. I love the fact that you can now get pink gold leaf and blue gold leaf and all the rainbow colours gold leaf. And so what I end up doing with this really patinated green pebble is I rip it and create 2 cracks, 2 crevices in this rock. And then on my actual journal book, I draw through those cracks so that I know where they are, and I add some pink gold leaf underneath it, and then I stick my pebble on top, and so it looks like you've got this pink behind it. Now, of course, what I could have done is just glue the pink gold leaf on top of this rock, but then it kind of wouldn't have had the depth. So I hope what you can see is an attempt to build a load of layers on this piece, really kind of thinking about what I want to showcase. And yes, though I want to showcase the colour pink, yes, that's my absolute favourite colour. And here's something funny, I really am not that fond of green. And yet, you know, they are these contrasting colours, and contrast is a really important part of colour theory. It basically supports you to understand, in order to really make one colour pop, you need its contrasting colour. If you want colours to harmonise, then you use colours next to each other on the colour wheel. But to really kind of make somebody go, whoa, that's a bright pink, you need its complete opposite colour to really allow you to do that. So a little bit of a lesson today in colour theory. Excitable little pebble today. Can you hear it in my voice? It's because I've got the pink out. Thank you to everybody who has been joining the page, who's been liking the videos. That's a really good way to support us, and it really means that we can keep producing content like this, moving it over from Facebook onto YouTube and allowing us to just hang out and play with you. I've put lots of links in the description below, including the links to the WhatsApp newsletter, and I'll see you tomorrow.